Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the week 200 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, go through all the characters, ships, mods, Datacrons, whatever we're doing for the account so that y'all can follow along. Please remember, as we get started, hit that like button. It does help me. It helps the channel, and I would appreciate it if you could do that. So this was the week that we got to try the Zeffo mission in Territory Battle for the first time. So we remodded our Cere, and we put mostly health mods onto her for this 85,000 health, 63,000 protection, almost 74% armor with a bunch of defense mods. Here we've got 23 speed, 17 speed, and then health mod main stat for the triangle, cross, and arrow. You can also use a crit avoid arrow for this mission. I don't have enough good crit avoidance arrows that have the right speed to make this all work, so we did have to just put a health arrow onto her, and we use the crit avoidance arrow that we have that's got a good speed substat on Jedi Knight Cal Kestis himself. My Cal Kestis is Relic 8, and I did do the Omicron on Impetuous Assault. That gives you a bunch of extra damage when you use Impetuous Assault, but it also gives 300% of Jedi Knight Cal's offense to the other characters. So Cere gets a big bucket of offense the first time he does it. Alright, so Jedi Knight Cal, 115,000 health, 7,800 damage, call it. Crit avoid arrow, health main stat triangle, health main stat on the cross, the circle, and then just good speed mods the rest of the way around to get him to the stats that we need for this mission. 298 speed overall, that's pretty good. We were able to do the mission on the first try quite easily. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Here we've got Jar Jar Binks going all the way up to Relic 8. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to farm up enough signal data, but we were able to get just enough, and we're able to finish this all the way out to Relic 8. Of course, I ran out of all the signal data out at Relic 8, but that's good for the week. Better than I expected, and Jar Jar gives it a thumbs up. I paused for a second to spin him, and he gave the thumbs up while I was doing it. It's pretty cool. Here we put Misa OK, Zeta on. We're going to upgrade Big Boomas. We're going to put Mui Mui I Love You. Get a Zeta on that. And then I looked through the rest of this stuff, trying to figure out if I wanted to put any more Zetas or Omicrons on him. Eventually I did decide to put Lisa Warriors on him also. So 3 Zetas and an Omicron. I think that's going to be good enough for him for a while. Helps out a little bit in Grand Arena. Here we've got Padawan Obi-Wan, and we do have some Cairo. We get 2 sets of Cairo worth onto Obi-Wan. And of course, this gear tier will lock down and wait on the next set of Cairo. I think we should be good to get him to Relic next week with those extra Cairos gearing him up. And then I spent a bunch of time going through characters trying to figure out if there's anything else that I could reasonably upgrade, but I'm really just stuck on Cairo for everything I want. Mods for the week, here we go in, we're trying some mods, we're getting a whole lot of misses. Here we get some speed, 8 speed, and we miss on the way to the next slice. Here we get, again, 8 speed, miss on the next slice. Go through the rest of these mods, and not very good statistics this week. That's okay. We go through the blue and green, and there was absolutely nothing to look at there. In the purple and gold, we've got 1 mod here that we can take later to 6 dots. I did do some slicing on the Cere mods when I modded her. I didn't remember to record that though, so I burned up most of the materials that I could use for 6 dot slicing. So I don't have any of those for this week's update. So then with Jar Jar at Relic 8 and remodded, I came in here and I tried to put the raid on auto, but here on this first mission, it didn't select the Droideka, and it just took forever to kill, and it gave him way too much movement toward the enrage. So I took over manually, and here you can see we're doing much better in manual. We're wiping out wave after wave. we get to these droidica waves, we kill them pretty quickly. We do the stab waves with the buff that we get from the aerial thing, and then we do area of effect to kill. So even though they did it in rage on that last wave, it was no problem. We finished it out. I will say it was easier than it was without Jar Jar, but it wasn't so easy that I could put it in auto. Or maybe if I put it in auto and just picked the targets, maybe it would have been okay. Working on Datacrons, we don't have many support Datacrons, so I roll into support there. Here we're making another new Datacron. I'm really trying to look for ones with defense, so we get a couple hits on defense there, but I pretty quickly run out of materials and money. And that's all we're going to be able to do for Datacrons for the week. Not too bad overall. So week 200, we're at 9.97 million galactic power. At 30,000 a week, that means that next week I should break 10 million. 182 relics, 161 zetas, 30 Omicrons. JMK's getting us top 50 in the squad arena. In fleet, we're using a combination of Profundity and Chimera to get top 5. GAC, we're in Kyber 2. And oops, I missed that project. The project will be to get Padawan Obi-Wan relic for next week, week 201. Farming, Paz Vizsla, materials out of fleet, signal data from Cantina. Mod energy, we're still splitting that between 3 days of mod farming and 4 days of farming slicing materials. And then the refresh strategy is the same, just one extra refresh on energy to help with our Cairo problem. The planning is still the same, working on the Queen Amidala team, then we'll roll into Galactic Legend Ahsoka. Got some background projects that we've got planned. So the Zeffo unlock, the actual event, once I got my characters remodded and we went in, it went very easily. So the first wave, I think, was probably about the same as most people. But with that Omicron on the Impetuous Assault, after I got the Impetuous Assault off in wave 1, it gave Cere Junda a ton of damage. And when we went into wave 2, we just melted melted one of the characters with regular damage, got an execute with the Impetuous Assault on the other character, and we were through that second wave in a hurry. So it worked out very well. I would say if you're sort of in that, Relic 7 with no Omicron and trying to do that mission, I think the Omicron is more impactful than Relic 8. I think the amount of offense that it gave to Cere Junda really made a huge difference in that second wave. So I think if you're looking at ways to make that mission more reliable, I think the Omicron is the best way to do it. But if you can't afford the Omicron or don't want to spend it on this, then Relic 8 I think will help too. Whatever you can afford. The full Gungan team, really looking forward to get that into Grand Arena. For next week's Grand Arena setup, we'll have full Relic 8 Gungans. We do have a Jar Jar Cron that we can put on them, so it's going to be fun to see how many holds that team gets. I tried the raid in auto, but it didn't pick the big ones first, so it gave them way too much in rage. So I did finish it out in manual. And like I said, maybe next time I'll try it in auto, but as the waves come up, I'll click on the droidicas and stuff like that and try to force feed them the right targets first. Anyway, it went real well, 2.7 million, no problem. The Relic Order priority, we've got Cal Kestis done, we did the set tank for the Phoenix, we got Jar Jar done, working on Padawan Obi-Wan for next week, and then we'll probably need another one of those relics up top to give us space so that we can get enough Kairos to do the Master Qui-Gon, and we'll get both of those guys to Relic 8, get the Queen Amidala to Relic 8, and then we should have two teams getting us 2.7 million in the raid. Then from there on out, we got some other relics that we could possibly do. We got Stap we could work on, Luthen whenever we get him, and then of course the stuff for Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano will start filtering into this. So we got lots on the agenda. That's going to be it for week 200 update for the Darth Loquitur account. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this in the future. Use the notification bell so you know when I'm doing my live streams. I do my GACs and also my Lex Talionis project I do as a live stream. So come check those out. You can hang out, ask questions, talk about whatever you want about your favorite mobile game. Hope to see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next Holocron.